Hi. I'm going to talk about bottle 9 today. I was reminded of this book, which has some key sentences for various Aura-Soma bottles. It's from the early days of Aura-Soma. I've highlighted a few, and I'm just going to say a few words about some insights from the past, let's say. And it's about this bottle, bottle number 9, the turquoise over green, which corresponds to the hermit in tarot. And I've got a couple of original Aura-Soma Tarot images for you. That's the original Aura-Soma Tarot image for number 9, the hermit, eyes closed, as is so often the case. And I've actually got, interestingly, the image for the return journey of the hermit, which is bottle 87. And here, of course, you have eyes open. So I'll probably mention that again in a moment. So the first sentence I've underlined: the world of the inner self, the journey inwards, and along with that, progress and evolvement of the true self. So this brings us to one of the most important ideas within the turquoise, as well as the hermit. The key question within turquoise is the question, who am I? And that question is said to be able to lead to a very deep process of going deeper and deeper within to truly answer that question, who am I? Because in a way, the one thing we're not is what the world says from the outside, or what we're given to meet the world. So if you have, the name you're given when you're born is not who you are, and you're not your height, and you're not your, whether you're married or single, or whether you're a certain age, none of those things are what you truly are. So the question is, when you close your eyes, when you go inside, who are you truly? What are you truly? So I've actually chosen, so that's the turquoise question. And I've actually chosen also to show you bottle number 4, yellow gold, because this is the helpful thing with this one is it shows that there are 2 levels of self. You've got your personality self, the self that the mask that you create to show to the world. When people meet you, then, it's your name and maybe what you do, or, that's the face you show to the world. Go to your Facebook or Instagram pictures. That's the face you show to the world. But there's another self, which is deeper than that, more silent. Silence is golden, is a famous English saying. And this is the true self. So that sentence talks about the true self, the journey towards the true self. The true self will be who you are when you're alone, when no one is defining you from outside, when you don't need to be anything for anybody else. Then who are you truly? And that relates to the gold. And it's interesting that while this is bottle 9, if I go to bottle 90 for a moment, obviously they're connected 990, then you see that rescue for the gold, for the true self. Obviously that's an important, interesting connection. So the image, the eyes closed, it's the journey within to find the true self. I suppose one of the ways we could just interpret that symbol there, you've got the 6-pointed star. The 6-pointed star represents heaven and earth, one triangle pointing up, one triangle pointing down. This is where heaven and earth meet. And within that space is the self. Because we're not heaven, we're not earth, we're between the 2 of them, which is in a way the symbol of the yellow wand or staff, which is here. Like our nervous system, as we stand straight between heaven and earth. Who am I? Who am I within this space? Another sentence I notice as I look here. Often when picked, the person thinks they found their way or found the way, but they're actually lost. I used to love that line about this bottle and about turquoise in general. When you think you found your way is actually when you lose your way. And then the sentence goes on, it's a bottle of transition, the heart being transcended. The old emotional ties being released and the new coming in. So I think this is very interesting. And I think this relates to the pale turquoise. So you've got turquoise, in the number 9 bottle, but I'm just for a moment showing you the pale turquoise. And this is called Mar Kochen, which means greater teacher in Hebrew. The greater teacher, in a way, is working to undo us. The greater teacher, which is a spiritual, as a teaching from a spiritual level, is not interested in our personality or ego or what we've created to meet the outside world. The greater teacher is to help us reconnect with to become more whole, which means in allowing what we have within of ourselves. So the greater teacher will be undoing when the personality thinks that it's found the right way, when the ego thinks it's on the right way, is actually necessarily, from the point of view of the greater teacher, the chance to undo what you thought you knew. It's complicated, I know, but what you think you know from a personality level is in a way what you need to let go of in order to reach a greater wholeness. And I think that this finally brings me to I suppose, the last point I want to say. We have this idea also with turquoise about individuation, which is a term from Carl Jung. And individuation is a process of growing towards wholeness. It's allowing what our soul wishes to be, our soul to kind of develop its wholeness from within. And that, again, tends to be inhibited by how we have to be to fit into society. And individuation is the journey of growing your wholeness from within. And the way I say your wholeness, but again, it's not our personality ego which is leading that process. It's the gold underneath of the yellow. You know, the gold underneath the yellow, or the gold underneath the yellow, is what's really interested in, is the greater evolution, the greater wholeness. So the greater teacher helps us to come to the greater wholeness. And in a way, the hermit, number 9, is the last step of, our human evolution, because to unfold your own wholeness is, in a way, the greatest thing you can do in this lifetime. And then when you've done that, then you can look out at the world with these compassionate eyes from your deeper self, because you're no longer having to be the mask. You can look out from the one behind, your true self behind. So that's all I have to say about that. I saw one of the people commented, "Keep it simple." I do my best. Anyway, I shall make another one tomorrow. And until then, bye-bye.